Horrible Harry Takes the Cake by Suzy Kline. The biggest news. My name is Doug. I'm in 3rd grade. I write stories about my best friend Harry. This one, though, comes with a warning. Be prepared. Harry does something really horrible in this story. It all started when Harry and I walked into room 3B and Mary ran up to us. Did you guys hear the big news? Harry threw his winter jacket high up on the shelf. I hung mine on a hanger. What's the scoop, Mare? Harry asked. She looked like a bubble ready to pop. Some teacher at South School is engaged. How'd you find out, Mary? Zuzu asked. He was pulling off his winter boots. I'm the messenger this week. I go to the office each morning to pick up the teacher's mail. This morning, Mrs. Carpenter, the school secretary, was talking on the phone about a surprise engagement party. Harry held up a finger. Actually, Mare, Doug and I were there. You were? Mary exclaimed. That engagement party was the shindig in our school library. Song Lee and Ida gasped. Harry explained. You guys knew something was going on yesterday. Remember how the library was closed and the shades were pulled down? You also knew that my grandmother was bringing a cake after school to that thing. Everyone nodded their heads. Well, while Doug and I were waiting in the hallway and the library door opened, bingo! We saw the whole shebang. What teacher got engaged? Song Lee eagerly asked. Harry flashed a toothy smile. Ours. Miss Mackle, everyone shouted. The one and only, Harry replied. Mary sighed, ooh. Miss Mackle's getting married. Song Lee clapped her hands. Mary and Ida danced around the room. Sydney just grumbled. I hate weddings. You have to get all dressed up and wear killer shoes. I know. My mom got remarried last year. That's why my last name was changed to LaFleur. Who's Miss Mackle marrying? Zuzu asked. The girls stopped dancing. Yes, Mary replied, running back to Harry. Who is Miss Mackle's fiancé? I know that word, fiancé, Sid said. It's French for the dude who's getting married. Don't say dude, Mary snapped. Say something else. How about the groom of room 3B? Harry added with a chuckle. Then he winked at me. I knew he was having some fun. Harry said, tapping his fingertips together. They'll tell you guys something about the groom of room 3B. Miss Mackle was standing next to him at the party. Now, was it the computer teacher, Mr. Skookhammer? The 2nd grade teach? Mr. Mulder? Or our music teacher, Mr. Marks? I cracked up. Miss Mackle had been standing next to all 3, but Harry had no idea which one was the groom. So? Mary demanded. Which one was it? I'm not spoiling the surprise, Harry said. Miss Mackle will tell you herself this morning. Harry and I exchanged a smile. We couldn't wait to find out either. At least we know it's one of 3 guys, Dexter said. He began singing the wedding march song. Dum-dum-da-dum, dum-dum-da-dum, dum-dum-da-dum-dum, da-dum-dum-da-dum. Mary blew up her bangs. She was frustrated. When the bell rang, we raced for our seats. Moments later, we heard footsteps coming down the hall. Everyone looked at the doorway. "It's a sub," Sid said. "A substitute teacher," Mary groaned. Harry sank down in his seat. "Good morning, boys and girls," a tall man with wavy hair said. He wrote in Mr. Flaubert in cursive on the board. His capital letters had swoopy swirls. "It's pronounced Flaubert," he said. "I'm glad, because I like animals." And then he smiled. "Investigating the animal kingdom." Harry got a long face. "Where's Miss Mackle?" he blurted out. "She has a dentist appointment," Mr. Flaubert said. "Bet she's having a cavity drilled." Sydney replied. "Bzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzz girls, I thought we could have some fun today doing a project. What kind of project? Zuzu asked. Actually, it has something to do with my old job, the substitute said. I've been a lawyer for 10 years, and now I'm making a career change. I want to be a teacher. Why? Mary asked. Because of kids like you. We all smiled. What's the project about? Zuzu repeated. I'd like you to choose one animal, investigate it, and defend its greatness, just like a lawyer would. What do you mean, investigate the animal? Sid asked. Harry answered before the teacher had a chance. You dig up facts on it and write them down. I know. I'm a detective. Mr. Flaubert smiled as he looked at the seating chart. Well said, Harry. Harry beamed. Do we get to pick any animal to investigate? He asked. Harry liked that word. Any living creature in the animal kingdom, Mr. Flaubert explained. For example, someone could even pick the worm and defend its greatness. Worms? Yuck! Mary exclaimed. I'm choosing the horse. And she walked over to the library corner and snatched the H encyclopedia. Harry knew his animal right away. I'm doing the Tasmanian devil. Mary dropped her encyclopedia. Harry, that's a horrible animal. Sydney groaned, and Ida shivered. I like your choice, Harry, Mr. Flaubert said. Looks like there are some students who don't agree with you. Let's see how you defend your animal with good facts. Harry's smile was toothy. I could tell he liked the challenge. He started drawing a Tasmanian devil. It looked like a really furry rat. Song Lee reached for the W encyclopedia. I think she was going to defend the worm. I got busy drawing the long nose of a bandicoot. By the time Harry and I finished drawing our animals, the T and B encyclopedias were taken. So Harry and I went on our classroom computer. After we got a few good animal facts, we asked to go to the library. Good idea, boys, Mr. Flaubert said. You're using more than one source of information. As soon as he handed us the library pass, we took off down the hall. I'm really feeling like a detective today, Harry said. And you know what, Doug? What? I've got the biggest case ever. I've got to find out who Miss Mackle is marrying and break the news. Maybe we can find a few clues in the library. Yeah, I said. That's where it all happened. When we got there, Mrs. Michelson was limping over to a bookcase. What happened to you? I asked. Oh, I dropped a can of soup on my bare foot last night. It still hurts. That's too bad, I said. Sore piggies are a bummer, Harry added. The librarian tried to smile. What can I do for you boys? I need a book on the bandicoot, I said. I need one on the Tasmanian devil. Harry grinned. How timely, Mrs. Michelson replied. I just got a new book in this month called Australian Marsupials. You boys can share it. No thank you, Mrs. Michelson, Harry said politely. We need animals, not marsupials. The librarian chuckled. Actually, Harry, marsupials are animals. Just a special kind. Marsupials have pouches like kangaroos and possums. That's where they keep their newborn babies for several months. Since the Tasmanian devil and the bandicoot have pouches, they're both marsupials too. Cool! Harry exclaimed. Bring on the marsupials, please. While Mrs. Michelson processed the book for checkout, Harry and I snooped around the library.